Give me something to rant about, something to hate.
Tell us about how much you hate Pride.
Ooh. Okay, hello there. Welcome to a brand new episode of Tomahawk and Stu Pitch, a podcast where I, Tomahawk, and this person,
Stu,
we come up with ideas for podcasts. And then we'll give you a little sample, little serving size.
Just a little taste.
Just a little taste.
Just a little taste.
It's like a little lick.
Some hors d'oeuvres, if you will.
You get the lick what the idea of a podcast would be. That is what we provide to you.
Okay, so my first idea is a great one. It's us contacting famous people and or their agents and trying to get them to come onto a podcast.
Ooh.
But that's all it is. Like, you don't actually record the episodes where you get them. You just go through the process of, like, explaining who you are and why you're trying to get The Rock to come on your podcast when you have, like, 4 viewers a month.
I guess we should give our dear listeners and viewers a sample.
Yeah, let me go ahead and call Dwayne The Rock Johnson real quick.
At least his agent.
I'm Googling Dwayne The Rock Johnson's phone number. Let's see.
Okay.
Ooh, he does have an agent.
Of course he has an agent. He's The Rock.
Okay, hold on. Okay, are you ready? Get ready to call.
I'm ready.
All right, 310 620 2187.
The number you dialed is not in service.
Well,
that's it for episode 1.
what a good show.
Come back next week when we contact Johnny Depp.
Oh, yeah.
Because, he's looking for work now.
I really like the idea.
Well, I feel like you should really go through all the trouble of scheduling it out on the episode to the point where, like, The Rock's like, yeah, well, okay, so next Sunday at noon, Pacific time, we'll do the episode. And we're like, cool. And then we talk with him on that Sunday, but we never actually post that podcast episode.
Because we don't want our podcast to be successful.
Lord forbid.
A sort of parallel podcast idea is to just interview the agents of famous people.
That's really good, too.
I love both of these ideas.
What is it like being the one who pretty much makes The Rock famous?
If anyone can smell what The Rock is cooking, it's got to be that guy, right?
Why did you let him be in Scorpion King?
What was with Rampage? Who thought that was a good idea?
Are you also the agent for Kevin Hart? Because they're in everything together.
All right, you ready for my idea?
Absolutely.
I want to have a podcast where we have guests or whatever, and we talk exclusively about the worst poops of our life.
I think I had the worst one back when I had COVID, probably.
Oh, really? No, hold on. We gotta give a sample.
I thought this was a sample.
I like doing little intros to each show.
Yeah.
Hi there, welcome to the Poopcast, where the conversation runs as freely as diarrhea.
We're still workshopping the name.
Yeah. All right, Stu, let's hear about your worst poop ever.
The worst poop time that I've had. It's not. This one isn't necessarily very intense, but it was an awful time because it started in my bed.
I don't like that.
And it ended in the shower.
I don't like that.
You see, I had a little thing called COVID-19 a couple months ago, and it got to the point where I couldn't eat, and all I was drinking was Gatorade. And I decided to trust a fart, and I should not have trusted the fart. It was the worst thing ever. So after defecating the bed, I got up and went to the bathroom, and I decided it would be a better use of my time to just go straight to the shower. Okay. And it looked like Code Red Mountain Dew flowing down the drain of that bathroom, of that shower.
bad.
I will never be the same.
Did you taste it? Did it taste like Code Red?
I did slip and fall.
Oh, okay.
But I was already in the shower, so I'm good. That will haunt me for the rest of my days.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about one of the most intense poops I've ever had, which was this week. It prompted the idea for this very show. So I was about to leave my house to go to work the other day, and suddenly my tummy was like, no, sir, there's paperwork that has to be done suddenly. And
Sorry, you didn't clock out?
at the end of the story, I was 40 minutes late to work. This came out of nowhere. I have no idea what caused it. And it was one of those things where, like, it just shoots out of you, and then, you know, you think you're all done, right? You clean yourself up, and then you stand up, and then it's like, uh-oh, phase 2.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually, I'm able to get out of the house, and I'm driving. And I'm like, I'm running late, but then my tummy starts being like, phase 3's coming, man. I don't know what to tell you. And I while I'm driving, I'm like, you know. And I call my boss, and I'm like, hey, man, my tummy is unhappy. I'm going to work. I'm going to be late. I don't know how late, but nature has to run its course. I'm sorry. I'll get there when I get there.
When nature calls, you answer.
And he's like, I understand completely. Just, you got it. And I'm like, all right, I gotta find a decent restaurant or like a place to use the bathroom. And I'm trying to think what place is going to have a clean bathroom. And out of the ones in my vicinity, the one that I landed on was Panera. And
that's a good choice.
It was a bad choice. It was super bad choice. I waddle into Panera, and I go into the bathroom. I go into the stall. It doesn't even have like a handle. It's got a little door lock thing, but you have to like stick your finger in the hole to slide it over. And then I look over in the stall, and the toilet paper dispenser has no toilet paper in it. But there is a hold on, it gets worse. There's a toilet paper roll on the handrail of the stall with poop smeared on it.
Like someone just took the roll of toilet paper, wiped with it, and then put it back?
No. It wasn't that bad. It was about the size of a thumbprint.
Oh, it's not that bad. You can just take that part off, and then you're good.
But it was on the side.
Oh.
So it was one of those like big rolls of toilet paper, and it was close to the middle. So there is a way for me to sort of maneuver to get the toilet paper I need without touching it. It was very, very bad. All right, but I'm eventually able to clean myself up without touching the poop. I pull my pants up. I gained a belt loop. The next day I weigh myself. I dropped over 4 pounds. And that was the poop cast. What do we think, everybody?
Oh, I had another story, but okay, yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's actually legit, because I had a few more stories I could tell. And plus, if we get guests on there...
Oh, absolutely. Really getting guests is the goal of that show. And to one day get to, like, the celebrity status. I think this is just going to be our Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson episode. Like, I would love to have... I'd love to have Mr. Johnson on that show and him tell us about the worst poop he's ever had.
I really hope he can one-up me, because, like... There was one time, I'm going back into it. There was one time.
Okay, hold on. Welcome to the second episode of the Poopcast.
We've got a special one for you today.
All right, let's hear your next story, Stu.
All right. One time, it was a week long. I was out camping, and I did not poop for 5 days during this camping trip. When I got home into the coziness of my own bathroom, I pooped. And it was so massive that it came out in one piece, but it hit the bottom. It bottomed out on the toilet, and I couldn't push it any further. So I had to stand up slightly in the seat to give it more room to come out.
Oh no.
And when it finally did, it fell over and leaned against the seat of the So it went from the seat all the way
What have I created?
That's the most intense one I've ever had. Because then I'm like, well, I can't sit back down and finish. Mm-hmm. And that thing, I can't go into detail on how I clean that up. But
all right, let's hear your next idea, Stu.
All right. So you remember those old Sonic commercials with the two dudes in the car?
Absolutely.
Some of the best commercial comedy of our time, of our generation.
Okay.
We do that, but instead of just cracking jokes, we review food. We get one item.
Okay.
One for each of us, and we review those items. And no matter what restaurant you go to, you always end up back at Sonic.
Okay, I actually do like the idea of a gag of, today we're going to try something a little new. We're going through the drive-thru at Arby's, and then they give us a food, and it's just like, oh wait, this is Sonic bag again. We're back at Sonic. How'd this happen?
Now, that being said, the food's kind of gross.
At Sonic? Yeah.
No, at Arby's.
At Arby's? Yeah.
Yeah. Sonic has good food. What are you talking about?
I don't like it.
What don't you like at Sonic?
I haven't found anything I really care for.
That's weird.
Maybe they could sway me over with a big old sponsorship.
Do these like the slushies? Because their slushies are really good.
I mean, it's hard to mess up a slushie.
True, but But where else are you going to get that variety of slushie though?
I'm not a big fan of slushies in general.
Are you more of a milkshake guy? Does it bring you to the yard?
Yeah, it does. You got milkshakes? I'm there. I'm in that yard. Even though I'm lactose intolerant.
Must be nice.
Oh, lactose intolerant. It's the third episode of the Poopcast.
So I just had ice cream, right? And I didn't poop yesterday, so I didn't have any milk yesterday. So the poop from yesterday was actually one solid piece. So when the solid poop came out, all of the liquid from today having eaten ice cream came out. So it was like pulling the drain plug on a bathtub, and it all just came right out.
Wow. Great. All right.
So you got another podcast idea?
Absolutely. I want to do a show where we intentionally torture the listeners. And we have to try and find a new way to torture somebody every episode. So we'll just chat until we come up with a brand new idea that we think has never been done before. Mm-hmm. For instance, what if we sneakily made an entire podcast about poop? You think you're going to be listening to just a very silly comedy podcast, but turns out the whole thing is about poop. Not just like generic, like the idea of poop where it's funny. It's specific graphic descriptions of poop.
Like the time where I ate nothing but corn for a week straight. So
what? Why? Why would you do that?
To test it. And I wasn't young. I was like 20. And I'm like, and I was kind of poor. So I just bought a bunch of microwavable bags of corn.
More or less poor than you are now.
Less poor than I am now. I can't afford corn right now.
This is a good time for us to plug Patreon. Stu and I, we don't have very good jobs. We like to make the show. If you would like to help us with this show, go to Patreon. There should be a link in the description. You get 2 bonus episodes a month. And you also get to vote, because those bonus episodes will be a full-length version of one of the podcast ideas that we have pitched in the month. So that's a lot to choose from, and you get to have some input in it. And I think, isn't that fun?
I think it's fun. I think it's great.
Maybe other fun stuff to come in the future. And I think we've settled on just that's a $5 a month across the board. $5
even.
Yep. You got a lot of good stuff in there, I think.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's Let's get a little sample of the torture cast.
All right.
All right.
You start us off.
Okay. Hello there. Welcome to another brand new episode of the Torture Cast, where we discuss and find new ways to torture you every episode. My co-host, I think he was tortured by this new voice ID I landed on.
I don't know if you've listened to many abridged series on YouTube, but you sound like Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and I hated it.
I have not.
Okay. For the listeners who have, you know what I'm talking about.
Maybe editor Tomahawk will put in a clip right here.
Oh, whoopsie.
All right, let's talk about some ways to torture people.
You could force them into a marriage to Amber Heard.
Oh, that would be torture.
Oh, yeah.
You could force them to watch the entire filmography of Zac Efron. I hate Zac Efron.
God, we hate Zac Efron.
We hate him.
I would love to just... Speaking of torture, we could send Zac Efron to Brazil. That's...
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Just sending him to Brazil.
Check out the Torture Cast Patreon, where every month we will torture you.
For our $30 Patreon tier reward,
We will show up at your place.
We will kidnap a person of your choice and torture them for you.
I think that's a very good show. Brazil. I do like the idea of just a show where it's we hate blank, and then we have to find a new way to hate it. Mm-hmm. Like a new thing to hate every week. We just go as long and as hard as we
really
can.
Good. Like,
actually, here's a good idea.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go to a random word generator.
Okay.
And we're gonna get a sample of "We Hate This." "We Hate This" is the name of the show. I decided.
We hate this, where we discuss things we hate. Today's Stuart hates sleep.
You go off for as long as you can about why you hate sleeping.
You know what I hate?
What? What do you
For
hate?
your entire life, for 30% of your entire life, you're unconscious. That is a waste of time, in my opinion. That's time you could be doing bettering your life or worsening others' lives. If that makes grammatical sense.
Sure, maybe.
But you know what? If I wasn't sleeping so much, then I would have time to study English more. So I can blame that on sleep too. Really, sleep is nothing but detrimental, not only to your health, but also to your social life. Because people are like, hey, you want to hang out at 4 a.m.? And you're like, no, I'm sorry, I'm asleep, I can't do it. And there you go, you just lost friends. It's really the worst thing in the world. And the only thing I hate worse than sleep is talking about how much I hate sleep.
All right. Give me something to rant about, something to hate.
Tell us about how much you hate pride.
Ooh. Okay. I am a Leo, but yet I hate lions. And what I hate more than a lion, I hate a group of lions more than anything. Any pride of lions sucks. Like, lions think they're so cool with their big stupid manes. They're all like inbred. Because they're all like, you get like one male lion that's like the head of the herd and he gets to hook up with all the lion chicks that he wants. Don't like it. Bad. We need feminism in the lion pride community. We need more lion SJWs. That's what I say.
My goodness.
That could be a good show.
That could be great, yeah. I really thought I was going to trip you up with the pride one, but you did really good.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
To date this episode, we're in the middle of Pride Month.
Yep. All right, Stu. I think we're going to wrap it up. Is there anything you would like to plug?
I think this has been our best episode yet. I really do.
Me too. Right here.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at StuWoo. So twitch.tv/StuWoo_, and the same likewise for the rest of them. Same thing for YouTube, even though I've not started that yet because I'm lazy.
if you're watching this on YouTube, there will be an extended audio edition that you can listen to wherever you listen to podcasts, probably. Check out all of the socials for the show in the description, and be sure to just tell your friends about this. If you're having fun with it, like Stu and I are, it'd be really cool to get some more people engaged.
Mm-hmm. I agree. There's chips everywhere.
Welcome to the brand new show, There's Chips Everywhere. The show where we will try any and every kind of chip. The chip that we are trying today is called poker chips.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one.
It's going to be chewy, I can tell.
Oh, yeah. I like the plastic ones.
All right, we'll catch you next time. Bye!
Bye!
Tomahawk and Stu Pitch podcast. Tomahawk and Stu Pitch podcast.
Tomahawk and Stu Pitch podcast.
Tomahawk and Stu Pitch podcast.
Tomahawk and Stu Pitch podcast.